Hey y'all. What up, Instagram? Just coming up here tonight because I don't be on live much. And I haven't been on Instagram in a minute. So, you know, I'm just up here kicking it with y'all. I got me some tacos I made. So I'm about to crush these tacos while I see who comes on my live. Look, the seasoning I did to this meat, it might be a crime. Like, seriously. Hey, Joey. Hey, girl. What you doing up this late? I'm just up here eating some tacos, seeing who's gonna join my live. Bored and hungry. And for you who didn't know, tacos are my favorite. Oh, really? You got off work late. Oh, okay. You work at a black-owned boutique now. Oh, get it, girl. Okay. Miss Black-owned. Better tell them about Angelina Style. Tell them about the sauce, girl. I'm proud of you, Joey. Now, y'all must new with me. Hustling, as usual. You know. Trying to keep it together. Definitely trying to keep it together. The world's still crazy as always. And we're just trying to hang in there and do the best we can. That's all we can do. That's all we can do, y'all. Let's hang in there and do the best we can. That's it. We can't do much more. I do want to bring the office back. Office 2.0. I call it because I want to. We'll talk about some more in-depth stuff and really bring it all the way to the forefront. Some stuff, you know. So I'm thinking about how to revamp that and just kind of make it more interesting. So I definitely want to bring the office back. You know, I believe we have some people that care about the office and miss it. So even if it's 1 or 2 people, I definitely want to bring that back. Yep. That's it. Not much. New things coming. You know. And we're going to talk about those things that happen. Hallelujah. We're going to bring those to the light once they really go down. But y'all know I'm always thinking, steady thinking, plotting, planning, strategizing. So, you know, some new things are in the works. God is good. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm hungry. I am starving. I waited so late to eat. And I probably shouldn't, but I'm hungry. But one thing has been on my mind, and I was thinking about bringing this to the office, because I'm like, I need to make a whole show about this, because it was on my mind. So, I guess I can talk about it while I'm here, kind of bringing in a tidbit of my thoughts on it. One of my show ideas is to talk about prisoners, right? I want to bring some light to prisoners. I want to kind of shed some light on the things they go through and how they've been dealing with the pandemic, their struggles, and just let the world know, like, don't be oblivious or blind to prisoners. They need help too. They need our encouragement. Anything they've done, the crimes they have committed or have not committed, that's not for us to judge. That's for the Almighty God to judge. Because let's not forget, Moses murdered a man in Egypt and buried his body before he fled Egypt. And he was used as one of the greatest men in the Bible. So we are not here to judge. We cannot judge on a prisoner, what they've done, their past, their mistakes. We really can't. Even though we want to. We want to now. But we can't, because that's up to the Most High God. But as human beings on this earth, we have to dig deep down and help those that are less fortunate. Help those that are one foot out the grave, is to say, and to really just give them love, show them the love of Christ, still reach out to them and let them know it's not over and said and done for them. And I think that's something I want to bring for my next show. It's like a prisoner session version. Talk to a few prisoners, get a few interviews, and just get their take on it, what they're going through, and really just shed some light on that. So that's my thought for the next show. Hopefully, the next debut, Office 2.0. I feel like with the church, I don't feel like they shed enough light on prisoners, the prison ministry. Because what you have to realize, and being a Christian, God does not work through somebody that got it all together already. If you already got it together, and you a glorified story, and you shining, He can't work through you. But He can use you to help uplift other people. But God makes His He makes His presence known, and He gets the praise and the what's the word? He gets His glory through the broken, through the people that have been thrown away, through the layman, through the prostitute, the drug addict, the drug dealer, that's who He gets His praise from. He don't get His praise from somebody that already got it together. They already living in mansions and homes. He don't get His praise from that and His glory from that. He likes to take something. He likes to take nothing and turn it into something. And that's how God gets His glory. So I feel like prisoners, and even still, the word tells us, if we're Christians, we're supposed to look out for the prisoner. You're supposed to treat the prisoner as if you were suffering just like they were. Because guess what? In this world, you could become one overnight. And then you're going to wish somebody cared about you or looked out for you, because somebody can lie on you. A situation come out where, you've been framed wrongly. And then you got to hope that somebody on the outside is fighting for you, and hoping and fighting for your freedom, for justice. So let's not get it twisted that, you know, we can become that person that we're forgetting about, that we're leaving to the side. We can become that person. So I'm just saying. I definitely want to shed some light on that. Okay. Let's not forget about the prisoners. I was gonna do it. Oh my god. Nothing for you preachers, black and white, Latino, Mexican. This is not a black thing. This is for all preachers. I was sitting down the other night and I heard, let me study a little bit more. Let me do a little bit more studying. Let me just study this thing before I talk here, because my calculations is turning out to be quite right. Right? The Jesus that I read about, and that's what we all trying to do. We're trying to be like Jesus. We're trying to follow in his steps. We're trying to make it to the pearly gates. All of those things, correct? Okay, stop me if I'm wrong. Right? The Jesus I read about, and that I have learned to love and know, he does not ride around in Range Rovers, Bentley Coupes, chariots. One time when Jesus was coming into a town, he was riding on a donkey. He was born in the slums in a manger, around animals, in the dirt, in the hay. And when he walked the streets, he walked with the broke people, the poor people, the drug addict, the people with diseases and viruses. The woman with the issue of blood, Mary Magdalene, who was his road dog, she was a prostitute, you know. He healed blind people. And he was in the streets dealing with people that had little of nothing and knew little of nothing, and that were really people that were castaways. But you preachers in America, you guys have Bentley Coupes, Range Rovers, Lincolns, all of these things, and we're trying to be like Jesus. I'm just saying, Jesus ain't look like that. I mean, Jesus walked around pretty much like a bum. You know what I'm saying? And had all the power in the world, but you wouldn't have known it unless you believed in what he believed in and knew who he was. But yeah, I be looking like preachers. We trying to be like Jesus. We trying to follow Jesus Christ. But fancy clothes and fancy jewelry and fancy flowers all around them, with a bishop chain and a bishop robe and garments with gold and pearls and jewels. That's not the Jesus I know. The Jesus I read about, he didn't do that. He was walking in the slums with the layman, with the people that were less fortunate. He rode into town on donkeys. He didn't come in on chariots. And he daggone sure didn't collect thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of offering from people. So if we're trying to be like Jesus, as far as the preachers go and the pastors go, y'all not looking like Jesus. I'm just saying. But who am I? But it took me to a place because it really was interesting to me when I thought about that thing. The whole way that the church is set up now, this day and time, have nothing to do with the way, the blueprint that Jesus had. How many preachers went to prisons in America when the pandemic first hit? How many preachers? So, you was more relying on the government, the CDC rules, but you weren't relying on your ministry and what your purpose is and what God called you to do. You worried about COVID. You worried about COVID just like the prisoner. What makes you different than him? You supposed to know Christ and he don't. Because from what my studies is showing and what my studies have said, nothing can penetrate the blood. The blood of Jesus. What can penetrate the blood? So you going in scared, you worried, you taking precautions, but you're not doing what God said. You doing what the government said. You doing what the CDC said. But what about what God says? Nope, I don't really think I saw no preacher or even heard tell of any preacher going into the prisons during COVID. Because preachers have a special pass. And your pass is the cloth. Your pass is Christ. Even if you got to stand on the outside and say, we want to give you some masks for the prisoners. We want to do this, hand sanitizers for the prisoners. I ain't see that. But everybody worried about $1. Everybody still worried about their offering. Everybody still worried about decorations. It's just weird to me. It's weird. It's very weird. Very much so. I could be wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up very religious. In the church 3, 4, 5 times a week. But the outlook of the church for me today does not show the blueprint of Christ. From my perspective, it doesn't. Because church is not just in a building. It's a ministry. It's to save souls. It don't stop here in America. It goes to Iran, Africa. What's the other one? Canada, Madagascar, Alaska. The ministry is all over the world. So to keep it in just one church in one box, that don't make sense. The Jesus I know, when he walked this earth for the 33 years he was living, he touched so many places. And some of them he walked. And some of them he walked. And you mean to tell me with all the planes and jets and all this money y'all preachers got, y'all can't hit other parts of the world to let people know about Christ? and to make a noise about Christ, and to show the goodness, and to spread the gospel and the ministry. Wow. Cause y'all got it all together. Y'all got y'all business together. Everything together with y'all. Y'all got y'all stuff together. What glory is God gonna do through you? You got your stuff together. What else he got to do with you? What else he gonna do? What glory is he gonna get through you? He gonna take the layman. He gonna take the drug addict. He gonna take the drug dealer. He gonna take the prostitute. That's who he gonna take, the homeless person. That's who he gonna take, and he gonna make great. Because God is about to show his glory. He's been showing his glory. Some people don't see it, but he's been showing it. Well, you gonna have to run to him and bow down to him and pray to him. He's been showing it. It's coming every day in our world that we living in. Every time prisoners, which y'all know, 70% of prisoners in America are black men. That's over 0.5%. 70%. And it's probably more today. How many ministries do y'all have in a black church, white church, Latino church, or any church for prisoners when they get out? To help get them housing, clothes, a job. All the offerings you collect, where does it go? What are y'all doing with it? You don't care about the prisoners that get out and don't have a job because the world's looking at them crazy? That's the biggest ministry right there. You're taking in the lowest of the low. They run to the church and they still looking for you to hand $1 in the offering plate if you're a prisoner and you get out of prison. When does the church come together and hand you $1,000 for your down payment on a place or a vehicle to get back and forth to work, or to start your own little smart business? Do y'all care? Cause all I see is fancy dresses, fancy cars, fancy suits, singing and hooping and hollering, and I don't see no real ministry. No real ministry. Ministry is when you done got 5 and 10 people walking behind you, coming into the church that you go to because they are amazed and inspired by the life you live, by the ministry that you put out, and they want to walk the walk that you're walking. I don't see it. How many souls have you saved? How many people have turned their life over because of what you're doing? Because of your example. And I don't want it to come off like I'm just bashing the church all the time, because I'm not. But this day and age, and it started around the 90s, the church is no more but a gimmick. The same people that crucified Christ and came against him was the rabbis and the people of the synagogue, the church. And didn't even know who Christ was. And that's happening again today. Jesus went in the synagogue and turned over all the tables because they were collecting money and selling stuff in the church. And we're still doing it today. We collecting, selling fish dinners and chicken dinners, but where's that money going? Oh. Okay. And some of y'all pastors then collected for over 40, 50, 60 years. And they put a new air conditioner unit in the church. This is just my perspective. Like I said, just my perspective. We all fall short of glory. Me too. But the thing is, once you see better, once you do better, once you read, once you realize better, you do better. You put it towards your actions. And that's what I try to do every day. But that comes with studying. That comes with time, trial and error. But at some point, you have to change it. At some point, it has to be changed. At some point. We continue doing the same thing, and the black community ain't getting no better. The homelessness, the hunger, all this stuff and all these problems we have in our area, just our country, doesn't seem to be improving. But the stocks are going up. All of that stuff that have nothing to do with Christ. If we're part of the body of Christ, we have to make sure that he is represented the right way and that we're doing better. Like I said, I don't care who don't like my live. I don't care if you don't watch me or follow me. I don't care if you don't hit one like button or not. I don't care. Brittany gonna be Brittany, and Brittany gonna speak how she feels and say what she feels and move on what her purpose is in life. And this is just one of those messages. This is what I've been thinking about. Like, it's sad to say, but if I had a horrible situation going on in life, I would not run to the church. No, ma'am. For what? What gain? It's a false sense of hope. A false sense of hope. On top of giving a good word, you gotta give some help. Something tangible that people can take with them and that helps their lives. Whether it be through finances, whether it be through a bag of food, whether it be through, clothes, housing, jobs. The church should be the place that everybody can run to. It should be the government. It should be the church, then the government. It should not be the government, then the church. It should not be the government, then the church. All the way down here. The government, social services, so-and-so program, this program, and then the church. All the way down here. People that get out of prison should be able to run to the church first. Run to the preacher man first. He's so scared to run to y'all because y'all got this gold on and fancy perfume and suits and ties and hats and suits and dresses. He's scared to approach you because he feel intimidated. Let the new thing of the church be the preachers walk around looking bummy. Let that be the new thing. The preachers walk around looking bummy and the church bank account is full up. Have a hole in the wall with a Sunday school room and a room to feed the homeless and taking a couple of people that's homeless, be a kitchen to feed people that's homeless. Oh, my earring fell out, y'all. I done went in too much, but this ain't gonna stop me. The spirit is upon me. That's why I'm speaking like this. Let have a room where people can come in and eat. Get a good night rest. Walk around bummy. Turn in your car. Turn in your house. Downgrade. Downsize. And keep the church bank account full up. Let's do that and then see what Christ do. Y'all don't really believe in Christ. Y'all don't really believe in Christ. I don't believe in Christ. Y'all don't believe in Christ. Half of y'all scared to step out on faith. You're scared. You're gonna lose everything. But sometimes that's what you have to do. help with the light bill, or help with some clothes, or here's some food, or something tangible that I can give you in your hand. Because I mess around and pray for you and make a miracle right then and there too. That's another thing. If I ain't got nothing cash on me, no money on me, I'll send you a prayer. And something is going to move. Believe that. But whatever we can give. Because people need help. And we know Christianity is one of the biggest religions and the strongest. But it ain't even about Christianity. It's about being a follower of Christ, a child of God. I don't care what religion you have. If you know God to be God, you can make the impossible happen. With your words, with your prayers. God ain't dead. But what we've been doing is showing him to be very weak. And this is also talking to the black man in America. Because y'all didn't let these white men just overpower y'all, take y'all over. And none of the black men are standing up and being the black gods that you are. Because y'all afraid. They got y'all afraid now. Afraid to die in the streets. Afraid to get shot. Afraid to get locked up. But if you know who you are and what you possess inside, you would not have no fear of that. The white man is going to continue to do what he been doing. Are you going to stand up and be the gods that you are? Or you just going to take the mentality of, well, God did give the devil dominion over the earth, so, we can't stop this stuff. All we can do is pray and try to, fall in line. We got a lot of work to do as a people. Or it's just not going to happen by itself. And one thing about people is we're powerful. We can make change. But we got to make change, though. And it can't be just one person doing it alone. You have to have a conglomerate unit. We got to be on the same page. Back in the day, Martin Luther King, when he marched with Selma, those people risked their lives. They was ready to die that day when they went out to march. And some of them did die from either getting beat in the head with a billy club or trampled over with horses. But it's different today for us. We can use the same bathroom as white people. We can use the same water fountain. We can go to the same movie theater. There was a change that was made. What is our kids gonna go through if we continue to just let stuff happen and we scared to fight back or die? What? I'm sorry, y'all. But what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? If we afraid to fight back, what are they gonna go through? They're gonna be buying a bunch of Bitcoin, trying to sell each other to the highest bidder, or try to buy their way out of stuff, and then they gonna get no better. Money gonna be even more harder because it's gonna be cryptocurrency. It's gonna be able to be manipulated in all type of ways. Technology is gonna be able. You're gonna be all type of accounts gonna be manipulated. It's gonna be so much bloodshed. Oh my God. We gotta get it together, y'all. I don't know how, but we gotta get it together. We gotta come together. We gotta all be on the same accord. One thing they know, black people don't stick together. Each man for himself. Each family for themselves. But we come together. We will. They'll be so scared. You know what I was reading? Melanin is worth millions of dollars. The pigmentation in our skin is worth millions of dollars if you wanted to buy it. Think about that. What'd that tell you? What'd that tell you? Think about it first. Don't answer. Think about it. Black hospitals that took in the first black people, they took their skulls and their bones and their organs to study How could they be so strong, so resilient, endure so much, so fast, so swift? We're greater than what we are. We're greater than what we're displaying right now. Our ancestors ain't fight for nothing. They ain't fight for us to just sit back and ride in nice cars and look good and be on Instagram posing. They ain't fight for that shit. They fought for more. You gotta do more in the world. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Fuck a like. Fuck a follower. If you could touch somebody, that's what matters. If you think you equating yourself to this Instagram and this Facebook and this TikTok and this YouTube, then you don't know who you are. You got to know who you are and deep down within. Because guess what? If you believe motherfuckers when they tell you you the shit, you gonna believe them when they tell you ain't shit. None of that stuff should matter. It is a deflection on what's the real purpose in life. Don't fall into the trap. And I done went in a little bit more tonight than I wanted to. But, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this last taco. I'm going to hit the sack. I had a couple phone calls coming in. I'm going to call people back. You know, let's just do better and pray and work on what we can do as human beings to do better and be better. That's it. And we gotta fight this thing, cause it's getting worse. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? In the words of I believe it was Frederick Douglass. I don't want to misquote it, but I've heard the quote, the mighty quote. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. How you want to live? How you want to live? Legendary or regular? Some people is meant to be regular, so you know. Hey, but definitely get your answer. Make sure you ask and get the answer for that. All right, good night, IG. I ain't seen y'all in a minute. Hopefully I'll be back soon with some office for y'all and things like that. Yeah, have a good night, y'all, and have a safe weekend. Peace out.